I'm Jessica Minton for IB Times TV, reporting from the New York Stock Exchange, where stocks fell earlier today after disappointing earnings from HP as well as Moody's downgrade of France. But there was positive news in a rise in housing starts, the biggest in almost 4 years. Economist Stephen Guilfoyle will be speaking with us about the latest housing data and if reforms are even enough to help France's economy. Housing starts rose to their highest rate in more than 4 years in October, suggesting the housing market recovery was improving even though permits for future construction fell. September starts were revised down to show a 863,000 unit pace instead of the previously reported 872,000 units. The department said Hurricane Sandy had minimal impact on the data. Data today showed a rise in housing starts last month. Will we continue to see an upward trend in improvement in the housing market?
You know, the housing market has been moving in the right direction now for a few months. This is the third positive data point we've seen in housing this week, so it's really encouraging. I am happy with it, and this report today was in the face of Hurricane Sandy. All right, the housing starts in the Northeast were down 6.5% where Sandy struck, but the rest of the country was so strong. And out on the West Coast, there was actually a 17% improvement. That this is such I'd say a ball of momentum that we overcame the troubles of the Northeast, which we'll see that again in November. These were October's numbers, but it's a real positive thing. We've seen it for a couple months, and I'm almost ecstatic actually the way housing is going in this country.
Moody's downgrade of France's debt is the second cut by a large rating agency. Fitch said it will announce its decision on its AAA rating for France next year. With France's €2 trillion economy teetering on the brink of recession, French President François Hollande surprised many this month by unveiling measures to spur industrial competitiveness, among them the granting of €20 billion in annual tax relief to companies, equivalent to a 6% cut in labor costs. Moody's downgraded France's credit rating yesterday, and France came out today and said they are going to put in place more reforms. Are reforms even enough to help the situation that France is in right now?
They have to go so far that it's almost laughable to speak about it. If you look at the cover of The Economist this week, they have a 24-page pull-out section just about France's troubles alone. France's troubles are greater than those of I can't say of their southern neighbors, but at least greater than Germany's, greater than Great Britain's, and if they are the big piece of the European puzzle, that if they fall into the same kind of trouble that we've seen in Portugal, Spain, and Italy, well, then the Eurozone is truly going to face a situation where they may be doomed. So if Germany is forced to save France, then the other countries may go by the wayside. I think France is in more trouble than they're willing to admit, and with a socialist leader right now, it is not an easy solution.
Stocks also fell later in the day after Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke's speech saying that the fiscal cliff is solvable, but it's ultimately left to lawmakers. I'm Jessica Minton for IB Times TV.